Yo, yo, give it time to come in. Come in. What up, everybody? Man, we back in. We back live. Give it a few seconds to let people get in here. Yo, we back, man. We back. I know I wasn't here last Sunday. Had a lot of things going on. But I'm here. Shout out to everybody who's joining. If you don't know, I got my boy Infinite coming in today. And today, yo, what up, man? Hey, before we get started, man, let me know where y'all from. What city are y'all in? What's up? I see we got Antonio in the building. We got Johnny Rico, Jung West in the building, GMT Supreme, AC Ventura. Who else we got in here, man? Who else we got? We live, baby. What's up? Uncle Ernie in the building. What up, Fresh Beats Music Group. What's up, man? What's up? Yo, VA. Okay, we got VA in the building. Boston in the building. I got a couple of close homies that from the Boston area. John West say I wasn't shit till I hopped on TikTok and started posting consistently. Now I'm getting traction. Yes, sir. That's what we're gonna talk about today, man. I got a real good guy. Some of you know him, some of you may not, but if you don't know him, you're gonna get to know him today. My boy Infinite is in the building. Yes, definitely. We finna get into it, man. I see we got my boy Infinite in the building. There we go. Let's get him in here. And hey, before we get started, anybody who has any questions, there should be a question bubble right there. Click that, put your question, and me and Infinite gonna get to it. So let's talk content creation, man. Let me get my boy Infinite in here. Let me see. Getting the man. Who else we got, man? Where y'all? Okay, we got New Jersey in the building. Shout out to New Jersey. Infinite, my guy.
What's good? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, bro. How you feeling today?
Blessed, man. Blessed and highly favored.
Yes, indeed. How was your weekend, man?
Bro, everything's been pretty smooth so far. You feel me? Went to work on Saturday, then Sunday just kicked it with the fam. That's about it. And then now we just like chilling, barbecuing and stuff like that. So.
Oh man, y'all in the middle of barbecuing now?
It ain't no big deal, bro. It's good.
Okay, well, we gonna get into it, man. I see everybody getting it in. Hey, again, man, let me know where y'all from. And again, if you all have any questions for me or my guy Infinite, put it in that bubble with the check box with the question mark in it, and we'll get to it. So, man, let's go ahead and jump in, bro. Of course, first of all, thank you for taking time out to join me. You know, I've started following you recently. Shout out to Busy Work Beast, my guy, put me on. And, you know, I'm really huge on producers creating content. And then I saw your work. I'm like, oh, man, you know, super crazy. I love how you do it. I love the aesthetic. That's why I got the purple for the background for you, man. I had to do it just for you, dog. I had to do it just for you, man.
I thought you was just jacking my swag. You feel me? But, I mean,
no,
bro, that it's an honor.
Oh, it's all you, bro. It's all you. Normally, I go with blue or green. But you know what? I like to have a Joker theme. So I like green, purple, and all of that. But it's all you, man. It's all you. So, man, we have a couple people on here. For those who do or those who don't know, you just give us a brief breakdown on, you know, what do you do? Like, give us a little background story, if you don't mind, bro.
My name's Devin. I go by Infinite. I like long walks on the beach. I like
man.
No, but for real. I go by Infinite. I am a West Coast music producer. I also do like to dabble in other styles like drill here and there, R&B, soul sample stuff, everything. I like to be a little versatile and everything like that. I'm 26 from the Bay Area, and I've just been in Cali my whole life. You feel me? And then I started working on music and everything, and I kind of just felt like music wasn't cutting it by itself. So I tried to offer value in other ways. Started making content. And that content grew from like things like doing music reviews, like send me your beats, send me your songs, and me trying to give advice, and then X, and then kind of evolved into what it is today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what was that that point where you was like, okay, music alone isn't fulfilling everything? When did you have it to a point to go ahead and start creating content? And because I see you do a lot of other things. So when did it get past, you know, now it's time to do more than music?
I felt like that just because I felt like nothing else was working. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was trying to be the guy who just posts his beats with his little type beat artwork and everything like that, and try to post it up, but I wasn't getting any sales, wasn't getting any interactions, nothing was happening for me. I was really just posting just to post. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me being like, this isn't enough, I was just like, nothing's happening for me. So let me just throw everything at the board, and then whatever sticks is what we gonna rock with.
Right, right.
So that was the whole mentality behind it.
Okay, perfect. So try to see which direction I want to go with things first. So after you first, okay, so like I said, I've started gravitating toward you because of your content. I know in the beginning, once we all, as music producers, we all try different things here and there. Like you said, we're just throwing things at the board. When did it click? And like, okay, this content creating thing is kind of cool. What happened for you to be like, okay, this works. Let's continue on doing with that.
It's when things kind of start taking off a little bit. So let's put it like this: I would try to reach out to an artist and be like, "Hey, I got these beats for you. I think they work really well with me and you." Blah blah blah. X Y Z.
Yeah.
Didn't work. You know what I mean? They weren't fucking with the beats. They weren't rocking with me. It's all good. It's all love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I started doing the content, and then those same people came around to get that service. So I was all like, "Oh, maybe I can just provide value to other people in ways outside of beats as well." You know what I mean? Because I don't care how I get there. I just want to get there. You know what I mean?
Right. So what you're saying is, once you started doing the content, that's when you started, getting more clients, getting more sales and things like that. What do you think? Exactly. What do you think was the reason for that? Because like you said, you were trying just making the beats, the regular uploading. What do you think was the pivotal moment to like, okay, you're doing the content creator, now you're starting to get sales? Why do you think is that?
Okay, so couple things. One, I just felt like the beats weren't good enough at that time, which is something that a lot of producers need to sit with. You know what I mean? There's a lot of times where producers are like, why aren't I getting sales? Sometimes just the beats need to be better. So that's definitely one factor.
Right.
And another factor is the marketing behind it. So usually for social media and everything like that, you need to catch someone's attention and you need to retain their attention, which means you need to get them to stop what they're doing and watch what you're doing and watch it for a good time. You know what I mean? So if you just have a picture or if you just have a screen recording of the little wave file, you know what I mean? People aren't really going to sit there for a good amount of time. So their interest isn't going to be there. They're just going to keep on scrolling. You know what I mean? So if you go about things in a more creative way, like maybe you get on the piano and you start playing your beat and you have the beat in the background or things like that, or you'd be like, yo, this is how I made this beat. You know what I mean? Sometimes doing things like that can help attract people more and catch their attention more, which will help build the relations, build the clientele and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you right now, I would much rather follow someone who's taking the extra step to do those like little beat making videos rather than someone who just posts screen recordings all day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So just doing that really just helps build the clientele. You feel me? So that's like one of the main reasons why things kind of like started catching on, because I went about things in a more interesting way.
Yeah. And one thing you said that was very important was a couple of things out of everything. Networking and marketing and branding. I want to touch base on the branding. So, one thing I try to tell producers is that, especially with social media, when it comes to social media, when I come on your page, for one thing, I have to know that you're a producer. You can't tell me you're a producer and then I come to your page and then there's pictures of dogs and sandwiches and food all over your thing. So that's a part of your branding. So, if anyone who comes to your page, when I see purple, or if I just scrolling down my page and I see purple, I know it's you, because that's a part of branding. So if you could break down, like, what does branding mean to you? What is branding in your, like, what's your branding definition?
Well, branding is just like how you identify yourself, how you present yourself, and it's also the consistency of what you do. You know what I mean? So consistency is like a real big important factor in the branding. You know what I mean? Just like how you said, like the purple lights. You feel me? Like if I switch them up to green or yellow or red every single video, you know what I mean? It would be hard to kind of like, maybe you can recognize by being like, oh, I see the lights. But for the most part, that color will just help you remember that, like, oh, that's Infinite.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's really what branding is for me. It's just like that consistency, and it's just how you present yourself.
Yeah, that's important. Speaking of consistency, how important do you feel being consistent as a producer on social media is? Of course, there are a lot of producers who do the YouTube, the type beats situation, but as far as consistency on your social media sites, some don't feel it's important. Why do you feel it is important to be consistent with your content like you've been?
I've just seen myself be more successful just because I was consistent.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
just from me consistently working for the past like 4 years, you know what I mean? There's so many people that I saw like come and go that were more talented than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they gave up on their dreams even though they had a better shot than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since I was sitting there and I never gave up and I just kept on being consistent,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You kind of end up like survival of the fittest. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Exactly.
kind of just like end up outlasting everybody else, and then
Yeah.
you're the person who everybody has their attention on.
Yeah.
And just consistency is also just important, just because if you look at it from a consumer's standpoint,
Uh-huh.
if you're used to like if you have your favorite creator and they post on Monday every single Monday.
Yeah.
If they start posting on Wednesdays and Thursdays, be like, yo, what's going on?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like it's also an aspect of quality for
Yeah.
your audience. It's your
Right.
consistency. It definitely plays together. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's also a big reason too, like for real.
It's also like a show, man. Like my wife will tell you, I like to watch Madden YouTube videos because I'm real big on Madden and stuff.
Yeah,
It's one guy who posts every single day. If he doesn't post one day, I'm sick to my stomach.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, our shows we watch every Sunday. If Sunday night football decides to have football on a Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? It's all out of whack.
Yeah.
So
Or even if like, because like sometimes people plan their day around whatever that drop's gonna be, like from the consumer end. Like let's put it into perspective of the Sunday night football. You know what I mean? Like you get all your friends together. You know, you got like all this food, and then they don't say anything, and they post on Tuesday. I mean, they go live on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then next week they go live on Wednesday. Next week they go on Sunday. Next week they go on Monday. At some point, you're just gonna be disinterested, just because it's like I can't even keep up with you, bro. I don't even know when to expect when you're dropping this stuff. So that's one of the reasons why consistency is super important.
Yeah. So, man, it's too great. It's a lot of great ways I want to go with this convo. So, to the producer who is having problems creating content, whether they're not good in front of the camera like me and you are, they don't really know how to use certain apps and things like that. What would you say would be a good starting point for producers to start being consistent with creating content?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so before we do get into that, I always want to say this to the people who like get kind of turned off to making content because they're not good at it.
Yeah.
Like whenever you start something new, you're never good at it. You know what I mean? When you were making beats, you weren't good at making beats. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you stuck with that, and then you ended up getting better over time. You have to apply that same type of mentality to you making content as well. You're not gonna come straight up out the gate like, "Hey, what's up?" Blah 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 blah, and everything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely got to work yourself. You definitely got to work yourself up there.
Yeah.
Remind me the original question real quick.
Oh, what would be the starting point for music producers as far as creating content? What would be a good starting point for them?
Oh yeah, good starting point. A couple of things I suggest is do low volume first, and then build yourself up. So let's say you want to start dropping every single day. Don't drop every single day at first, because it's easier to build up to every single day than having to drop down from every single day. Yeah. So for instance, let's say I post every single day, but then life kind of gets in the way, or I get into some type of complications. Now I'm switching over to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That gives the illusion that that you're falling off, which is, you never want to give off that illusion to your audience.
Right.
But if you're posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're like, you know what, I think I can step it up, and I feel like I'm ready to do every day, then you go up. It gives the opposite illusion that you're grinding, you're elevating everything, which is something that you do want to give off. And then also another tip for someone who's starting out is batch recording is really important, because life is hectic. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So instead of filming a video every single day, you can film 5 videos on Monday. You know what I mean? Maybe another 5 on Wednesday. And then you can just continue to drop those throughout the week. So you always have something in the stash in case something happens. Then you can just take the one that you had on the back burner.
Right. Exactly. So if you don't mind sharing, what is your content creating schedule, techniques? What is your schedule like? How do you do it? Do you batch on like what do you do?
Bro, I be all over the place just because,
Yeah.
like I said, life
Thanks,
be
bro.
hectic, you know? And sometimes life can be just be super random. So
Yeah.
I do try to batch record, but then sometimes opportunities will come up where it's like, okay, I'm supposed to batch record Monday.
Right.
So, but like someone will hit me up like, hey, I need a pack of beats for X blah 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 person. So it's
Right.
like, well, I can't batch record it today. I'll just record one video. So it always switches up for me. My
Yeah.
thing is just like the actual posting part. I'll just make sure to always make that happen. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just because I want to put my focuses other places and grow other
Okay.
things and everything like that. But
Yeah.
previously, I was doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was doing those 5 times a week, I was growing exponentially. Like the growth
Yeah.
was like crazy.
Yeah.
Now that I'm doing 3 times a week, the growth is still crazy and everything like that, but it definitely is like a little bit more mild in comparison to the 5 times. You
Okay.
know what I mean? So that's what I have to say to do with schedule. I don't really have like a method to like making the content, scheduling everything. I just make sure I post it,
Right.
whatever I decide to post for. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. I'm the same way, bro. I'm all over the place. I'm trying to get into scheduling and just doing better with my time management because I just like to live in the moment because you never know. You will hear a certain sound on the reel. I'm like, oh, okay. Or you will see another producer doing a certain reel type video. And then I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. I can flip it and make this my own thing. So then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, then now I got to do it. So, and speaking of that, that's why it's very important to follow producers like yourself. I'll say Busy, myself, Tavi, Beautiful Beats. There's a lot of there's a lot of great producers that in order for you to get an inspiration, you have to follow those type of people. You know what I'm saying?
Of
So
course.
with Instagram, right? Let's talk about real monetization. Not sure if you are, but I try to tell producers to be as consistent as you can because because I was being consistent with my reels. I'm now getting paid to make my reels,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's talk about real monetization. Are you if you don't mind sharing, are you monetizing your reels at the moment or
Yeah.
you are? Okay,
Yeah.
so what techniques or what tools or tips would you give producers? Of course, the consistency, but one thing that I know that we both do is the collaboration. You know what I'm saying? That definitely helps out with real collaboration. What are some other tips that you would give producers and if they want to be monetized with their reels?
Okay. I'm not really too sure on how to get monetized because I didn't start making reels until I had the option to be monetized.
Yeah.
I mean, I just saw the option one day and I was like, I would like to get paid. You feel me?
Yeah.
So let
Right.
me just take these TikTok videos I was already doing and then just put them on the Instagram reels. You know what I mean?
That's smart.
But I can definitely give a couple tips on just like creating the best content you can to get more views. So one thing you always want to do is to be able to have a very strong hook for your video. So to
Uh-huh.
be able to catch the viewer's attention in under 3 seconds. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So instead of just being like, here's the piano that I did for this beat, here's the pad I did for this beat, you can start it off with, I just made my best beat that I've ever made before. Here's
Yeah.
how I did it. That's a
Yep.
great hook. You feel me? Or
Mm-hmm.
if you're struggling with finding a new producer tag, here's 3 websites that can help you.
Yeah.
It's just simple shit like that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. And if I can add, it's always like not always, but when you give information, you're more likely to get a lot of response. I've learned that by just trying, like, my beat making videos do pretty good, but when I give information, like these are the top 5 apps to use for content creators, Canva, CapCut, and so on and so forth. If you're a producer and you want to start, making moves in the reels, definitely giving information really helps that a lot because everyone's looking for the new thing, and there's always new producers who don't know as much as the next producer and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
You know
And
what I'm
that
saying?
and that's true because people like subconsciously actively look for a reason to skip for your video. Like we
Yeah.
don't really think about that, but we technically do it. You feel me? Like we
Yeah.
look for a reason to skip the video. So
Mm-hmm.
if you give them a reason to stay, which is providing the value, giving the information, teaching or something like that, you're giving them, you know what I mean,
Yep.
some value to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. So I see we have 2 questions. If you haven't asked a question, hit the little. I keep on. What is this? It's a bubble with a question mark. Hit that bubble with a question mark, and put your question there. We'll get to it. Let's see who we have here. Okay, we got Tizo. To Music asks, how do you do a remix on Instagram?
I believe you just kind of like hit the little three dots that are in the top right corner. It'll
Yep.
bring down a little drop down menu. Then you can do it like that. If you're
Right.
familiar with TikToks, it's the same as like duetting or stitching and everything like that. So the mechanics are basically the same.
Okay, cool. Oh, so before we go to the next question, I wanted to ask you, TikTok, right? So I'm not too consistent on TikTok. Would you say there's a difference as far as the feedback you get when it comes to your videos versus versus Instagram? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think producers? Okay, well, I guess my question is, what do you think TikTok is headed for music producers? Like, why should music producers post on TikTok as well?
Okay, so posting on TikTok is super important just because of the reach that it has. So not very many apps or social medias really push your content in front of other people. Instagram is starting to do it a little bit, but for the most part, if you post something on Instagram, it's only going to show to the people who are following you, for a majority of the time.
Right.
But the thing is on TikTok is that it's pushing your content to a whole bunch of people who've never heard of you before. So the discovery is just 10x what you would do on most other apps. It's literally just like on crack. You feel me? So
right.
So it's really important to post on TikTok because of all the new engagement that you can be getting, all the new people that could be finding you. It's just basically getting new leads.
Yeah. Okay, great answer, man. Hey guys, I see y'all answering questions in the chat. Let me hurry and get to those. If you can, please put them in the question box just so I'll make sure we don't lose you. So Theodore agree. What's up, bro? He said, how do you feel about production? Does it ever wear you out?
Yeah, it definitely does, especially with me too, because I've created so many things around me that require a lot of time and a lot of efforts and attention, to the point where it's like I'm basically having to create every single day to keep up with everything. So and that does definitely come with some fatigue, but you know what I mean? Like there's a bigger picture that we got to work on. So sometimes you got to take that fatigue and then just push past it. You know what I mean? Just tough it out.
Yeah, same, man. If I can answer it too, it definitely wears me out sometimes. Especially if I'm making the same genre for so long. You know, I would honestly say, bro, trap beats wore me out. I was making that for years, so now 2 years ago, I started making the transition to all I make now is popping R&B beats because trap beats wore me out. Even with that, sometimes you gotta step away and live life, man. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get a lot of inspiration from. You have to live life. You can't just sit at the computer every day, all day. Anything like that will wear you out. 100%. Yeah. All right. Joe Fuego Music asks, as a content creator, is it okay to make different types of beats, or should we stick to one type of beat? That's a good question.
It is a great question. So it depends on what avenue you're trying to go down. You know what I mean? If you're trying to be like the type beat producer and you're posting like the pictures with the artists on YouTube and you're trying to drive traffic to your beat store, I would say definitely stick to 1 to 2, maybe 3 artists if you're pushing it that are all within the same genre. Yeah. But if you're just making content like videos like me or something like that, where it's like, this is how I make this beat, I don't think it's wrong to do different types of styles, but I definitely feel like there should be a home, like a foundation. So my foundation, my foundation niche is like West Coast. Sometimes I will do things like how to make a soul loop from scratch. You know what I mean? Like on some coffee stuff. Sometimes I will be on some R&B stuff, but at the end of the day, everything comes back to West Coast. You know what I mean? So you can deviate a little bit, but just make sure you have that foundation. Yeah,
you definitely want to find that niche because it's very important. It's like, you always want your audience to know what to come to you for. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get on niche in a little later. Let's see. Any questions down? Okay, bet. We got a few more. T.O. Music again asks, let me click on the bottom. He says, every time I try to do my part of a song, it never works when it comes to remix. You have to break that down a little bit more for me, bro.
Yeah, it's hard to answer that because it's such an open-ended question where there could be like hella different possibilities of why it's not working. But
exactly.
What I would say to that is just YouTube's your best friend, Google's your best friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Google and research as much as you can. You feel me?
Yeah. And if I can throw a plug out there, when it comes to content creating, look up my dog Nikki Saunders, NICKYSAUNDERS. She pretty much helped me with everything when it comes to my my content. She's pretty much the head of content creating over for Nikki, not Nikki, for Eric Thomas and everybody over there. So definitely check her out.
Hey, send me the profile after this, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you for sure. All right, Jung West said top 5. Oh yeah, top 5 for real plugins for splicing up a mix. For spicing up a mix. Spicing mix.
Okay, so spicing up a mix. I like Shaperbox. It's kind of like a gross beat alternative and everything like that.
Yeah.
I like that because they have a lot of cool presets. So if you want to like take things and get crazy with it, just throw the Shaperbox on there. I like Soothe too. I've recently been using that. What it does is basically kind of tames frequencies and resonance and everything like that. So if you listen to something, it's kind of like piercing to the ear and feel like a regular EQ isn't really cutting it. Sometimes Soothe can like really help out with that. You can't go wrong with reverb and delay. You feel me? We can
definitely reverb.
Reverb and delay. I usually use like the stock reverb, and I like Valhalla Supermassive. It's a free delay plugin. You feel me?
Yeah.
What's that? That's 3 of them. Portal is cool.
Oh yeah,
you can really like change everything up. You know what I mean? You really gotta know how to use it, but once you get into that groove with it, you can do some crazy stuff with it.
Yeah.
And then also you can't go wrong with Effectrix too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really just like switch up everything. You feel me?
I think I've been using Portal a lot lately, and I'm a Valhalla fan, bro. I use Valhalla on every beat, bro. Every beat.
Valhalla Supermassive, bro. I'm telling you, man, it's a really great plugin.
It's a free plugin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like it's one of the best like free plugins I've used.
Really?
They low key messed up. They should have dropped that for some money.
Well, man, let me hurry and grab it before they decide to change that after seeing the interview. All right, let's do a few more questions, guys. Zayboy Official asks, how many hours a day should you spend on creating music if you have a regular 9 to 5? You can answer, and then I'll answer after.
So I don't really like having like a set time of what you should be doing. For me, it's more just the output. You feel me? I would rather have you ask like how much should I be putting out rather than how much time, because the time part is so subjective to everybody, but having an actual output is a little bit more defined. You know what I mean? Because like let's just make up a fake scenario. Let's say it takes me 10-15 minutes to make a really hard beat, but it takes person B an hour to make a really hard beat. So me saying maybe like 2 hours a day and you'll be good. You know what I mean? Because in that 2 hour I can make 5 different beats. 5-10 beats. You feel me? But then the next person, you're only getting out 2. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's better to ask like what's a good output. You know what I mean? But and even at that, the output is still subjective too, because it's just whatever you can handle, whatever you need for whatever you're trying to accomplish. For me, I need to, you know what I mean, get 3 videos out for short form content. I need to get 1 video out a week for long form content. And I need to send out 7 loops to all my producers and Patreon members and everything like that every single week. So that's my minimum output that I need for the week. You know what I mean? But that it varies and changes for everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you know, I'm like you. I don't like putting a time limit on anything because it kind of. But what I have been trying this new thing is called what is it called? It's like a 90-minute thing where you completely turn off all your phones and do 90 minutes of everything. That works. I haven't done it lately, but that really works. Like just put your phone on airplane mode and just work for 90 minutes a day. Now I'm not sure. Like if you say you get off at 5, whenever you get home, you know, just take some time, you know, not to pick the PS5 controller up, whatever you're playing, you know, use that time after you get off to work. Or if you get up early in the morning, like me, I love to get up early before everybody gets up, you know what I'm saying? Try to do something then. Just figure out what works for you and your schedule, and to where you can do it consistently, because you don't want to be working. You don't want to say you're going to do 6 hours after you get off, and then you're tired the next day, then you work, then you tired for the next 2-3 days, then you're gonna get anything done. You know what I'm saying? So just work at your pace.
Yeah, dude.
But you heard the 90-minute thing?
I love the 90-minute thing, bro. I love it. It's
Yeah.
so good. Like, you would be so surprised how much work you can get done when you shut off all distractions around you and you just focus on what you need to do for that 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to do it more, man, but I've been slipping, bro. I've been slipping.
I mean, I don't do it every single day.
Mm.
I just do it when I need to do it. Like, if I'm running out of time on a deadline or something like that, or maybe like I need to edit this whole video and it's Thursday and it needs to be uploaded on Friday, I'm for sure going to do that trick where it's like, I'll also say, because I know you know, but I'm going to say it for the people who are listening and everything. Yeah. It's you work 90 minutes at one time, no phone, no TV, no distractions that are around you. Yeah. And then you wait. And then when you're done after that 90 minutes, you can go like walk, get something to eat for like 30 minutes. And you come back to that 90 minutes and you just recycle, repeat, and everything like that.
Yeah, man. I saw it on TikTok, bro. I saw it on TikTok, and then the same person, Nikki Saunders, she told us about it too. All right, let me check it out. I'm like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, huge fan of that. Huge fan.
All right, let me see. All right, Theodore asks, I didn't realize this is how to ask. Any tips on mastering? I seem to struggle with the end. It takes so much energy to even start. It takes so much energy to even start. So mastering really gets at me. Any tips will be great. You want to answer?
Yeah. So I wouldn't look at mastering as a requirement for your beats. I would just say do it when you need it, because there's definitely some certain beats where I don't really feel like. Well, there's certain beats I'll make and I'll put the master on. I'll do that whole process, and I'm like, I liked it before the master, and I'll just turn the mastering process off. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't look at it as a requirement, because then that kind of gets into like a template kind of format. And for beat making, I'm not a big fan of that when it comes to mixing, because every beat requires a different level of mixing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like having like more guidelines of where I like my stuff to hit. And if you want to find your own guidelines, you feel me? Go get some songs or some beats that you really like. Okay. You know what I mean? And then just compare them and just see where everything's hitting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of mastering too, only because every beat that I've done, somebody, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I really don't even put too much pressure on the master. But it depends on what you're using too. If you're using FL, of course, they like that limiter. You know what I'm saying? I guess it really all depends on your sound, but like you said, I wouldn't put too much emphasis on the master. I think that's all the questions, guys. Yeah, if you don't have any other questions, I think Infinite, man, I appreciate you for joining me, man. Any quick tips you want to give out to the producers? Any books you're reading that you would recommend to the producers? What are some last things you want to share with us?
You're not going to like the book part.
Why not?
Because I don't read books.
Oh, it's cool.
Here's the bad part. I have never completed a full book in my life, and at this point I'm so stubborn that I'm actually making it a mission to me to never read a full book and still be insanely smart and successful.
I would say this. I was that way, and then the pandemic hit, and I'm like, all right, let me try this out, man. And I'll honestly say, bro, it changed my life, dog. Because because there's two ways you can read a book. Of course, the Audible, you know what I'm saying, where you can listen and play. You can do some stuff around the house and listen. And also, when you sit and read a book, it definitely creates discipline. Because that shit is hard. It's really hard to sit there and just read. It creates discipline. It definitely creates some patience. And once you read a book, and it's a good book, you know what I'm saying? And it really depends on like where you are. And like for me, I love to read self-help books. So like I can highlight certain things, but man, I'm gonna send you a book list, bro. I'm gonna send you a book list. I'm gonna send you the shortest books to the longest books. I will start off with the shortest so that your patience doesn't wear out too fast.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But bro, listen, it'll change your life.
You was gonna break my streak?
Bro, I am, bro. Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay, I'll take that.
There's no greats who don't read a book. There's none. There are none.
There's only one way. Hey, there's only one way to make history, bro. There's only I gotta be the one to. Hey, There wasn't a Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan.
Okay, I feel you on that part.
There wasn't a Michael Jordan. No, I'm just being stubborn.
But nah, bro, nah, for real, bro. I get like I'm only saying that because I was that exact same way, bro. I hated sitting and reading, but then I picked up. I think the first book I ever fully read was The Alchemist. Okay. Have you heard of that one? The Alchemist changed it all. I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna send you a list of books from shortest to longest, and I'll let you choose.
Okay. Okay. Right. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I got you, bro.
I got you, bro. So again, everybody who tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Every Monday I'm gonna have a guest on here. I ain't gonna say who I'm gonna have on next week. I want to say just in case. So again, everybody, thank you for joining me. Infinite, man, I appreciate you for joining me, bro. Thank you for sharing all that you shared today. And everybody, we out. We'll tap in with you all later.
Peace. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure.